Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Well, good morning. It's Thursday, April 6th, 2023. This is John Frenet, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. To those who celebrate, happy Passover. How about that psychotic weather yesterday? Don't worry, we're going to come close to 90 in a day or so and then right back to the 50s for the weekend. Go figure. Anyhow, we do have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? Unfortunately, I had another appointment yesterday, but the Anne Arundel County Police did an amazing thing yesterday afternoon. 12 years ago, then Detective Sweeney was the first on the scene of a drowning in Severn. He administered CPR and brought a 14-month-old boy back to life. A recent social media post announcing Sweeney's promotion to lieutenant caught the attention of the now 12-year-old boy's grandmother, and together with the police department, they arranged a reunion of the two. Really, it was just an amazing afternoon. There are some videos on the police department's Facebook page. Do check them out. Less amazing, but just as needed, county police took to the skies to hopefully slow down the speed on Route 10 in the northern part of the county. On April 4th, during the midday hours, the helicopter, marked and unmarked cars all did a high-intensity enforcement detail. With an eye in the sky and boots on the ground, they made 36 traffic stops, issued 33 citations for speeding, and 9 warnings for move-over violations. Top speed clocked, 105 miles an hour. Slow down. Speeding is never going to save you that much time at all. Yesterday, I mentioned that the Annapolis Rotary is giving out $40,000 to the Annapolis Police Foundation. And today I'm telling you about scholarships for graduating seniors. They have $2,500 scholarships available to graduating seniors that live in the Rotary's service area, which is zip codes 21401, 21403, 21409, and 21144. The deadline is April 15th, and to apply, you want to head to annapolisrotary.org/scholarships. The big regional news yesterday was the release of the Attorney General's report on the sexual abuse committed and condoned by the Catholic Diocese. The report is over 400 pages long, and disturbing details about sexual abuse, rape, torture, and more are included. It is no wonder that the church fought so hard to keep it under wraps. All of the abusers are believed to have been deceased at this point, and locally, only one priest is named. That was Father Gerard Budgie, who also goes by Gerard Seraphin, and he was at St. Mary's here in Annapolis from 74 to 1980, and again in 1985 before the diocese relocated him. He was ultimately, quote, credibly accused by both the Harrisburg and the Baltimore diocese. He did die in 2004. Now, we're going to include a link to the report right here, but be warned, it is graphic and very disturbing. Pickleballers rejoice. Come summertime, there's going to be a new 10-court indoor pickleball center in Millersville. It's called The Dink, which I assume is a term used in pickleball, and is being led by a group of local enthusiasts. Regionally, it will join Dill Dinkers in Howard County and the Baltimore Pickleball Club in Timonium. The Dink will be located at 254 Najols Road, just off of I-97 in the I-97 Business Park. If you are excited for the Orioles home opener this afternoon and have not heard the news, let me be the first to disappoint you. It ain't happening. The O's postponed the game to Friday afternoon at 3:05 p.m. Thursday tickets will be honored. The reason? There's a chance of rain. Seems kind of an odd reason to me to cancel a game just based on a chance of rain, but I guess that's why my last name is not Angelos. As I was looking over the info on the Bay Bridge Boat Show, which actually is coming up on April 14th to the 16th, I noticed that they are going really heavy on education. Of course, they have boats ready to go and all the gear you could possibly want, but this year, the Coastal Conservation Association is going to be talking about invasive fish. You're going to have discussions about reef balls, oyster repopulation, tips on the best places to fish and hunt, and how to find a good charter. Pretty cool. Toss in some seamanship seminars and live entertainment, and it is really a whole new boat show over there on Kent Island. You want to head to AnnapolisBoatShows.com to get more information and tickets because they're cheaper in advance. Well, it's time for that silly poll of the day. And because the Masters is starting this morning, the folks at Gambling.com wanted us to know that Maryland is the second worst state to retire in if you love to golf. They looked at courses per capita, greens fees, average days of sunlight, home values, and, peculiarly enough, the value of a 16-ounce draft of Bud Light. And somehow, with all that info, they decided that Maryland stinks. Well, who sucks worse than us? New York? And who is number one? Nebraska. Nebraska. Go figure. All right, there you go. All right, that's all I got news-wise. Podcast stuff up this weekend on the Local Business Spotlight. It is the Blue Ribbon Project, and yes, I did get it all edited up. And next week, you want to look to hear from Mike Carter and the Annapolis Tours and Crawls. And that is a wrap. As always, thank you for being you, and then thank you to the sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and the Maryland Higher Education Commission. So now you just need to hang tight because we have George Young from DCMDVA Weather standing by with the only locally forecast weather report you're going to find. And of course, Trevor is here with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minute. All that coming up in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, April 6th. Yesterday was summertime nice out across the Annapolis region with sunshine and upper 70s to mid 80s for temps, and we'll have one more very warm day today with temperatures some 20 to 25 degrees above the average of around 63 for this date, before we cool back down with at or below average temps Friday through Monday. Look for highs today in the mid or even upper 80s in spots, but expect some showers and possibly a few thunderstorms as well, to be followed by mostly cloudy skies Friday with highs in the low 60s. As for the weekend, Saturday is looking much cooler now with mostly cloudy skies and highs only in the mid-50s or so, while Easter Sunday looks great with sunshine and temps near 60 degrees. 4 p.m. highs, though it will be fairly chilly or even outright cold in the morning Sunday morning, so plan accordingly in case you're headed out for Easter holiday services and festivities. Looking ahead to next week, temps will warm a bit Monday into the lower mid-60s, followed by upper 60s to maybe lower 70s Tuesday, with mostly sunny skies both days. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And don't forget, follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. At Knits and Pieces off of Bestgate Road, on Monday, their Learn to Knit April session continues. And then on Tuesday, check out their Techniques class with Continental Knitting. Registration is open for their Learn to Crochet a Baby Blanket, Learn to Knit Socks, and their toy knitting classes, coming up in April and May. At the Willow Oak Flower and Herb Farm in Severn, on Saturday, check out their Easter Flower Centerpiece Workshop, as well as Willow Oak's annual Easter Egg Hunt. At Whole Foods in Annapolis, today their Half Pint Kids Club is doing fruit tacos with an 11 a.m. session as well as a 1 p.m. session. And then on Tuesday, their Half Pint Kids Club is doing story time and snack with local author Tracy Brown. At Art Farm in Annapolis, their kids' spring semester starts this week, with Tuesday composition, pattern, and color mixed media for ages 9 through 12. Then on Wednesday, there's Junior Kids Art School for ages 9 through 12. And their winter semester still has a couple classes left, with their Kids Art School Saturday session taking a break this week, but there's still the Monday evening session. And registration is open for more of their spring and summer classes, including drawing, watercolor, and experimental art. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, today in deal is Mosaic Art for Arab American Heritage Month. Odenton has Sewing by Hand 101, as well as Knits and Knots. On Saturday, Maryland City has Science Saturdays with Exciting Ecosystems, and Odenton has Hair Braiding as STEM, combining both art and science. On Monday, Deal has their Nature Explorers Club, and Odenton has monthly mixed media with a collage night. On Tuesday, Severn has an open craft night, Severna Park has Electric Cars 101, and Deal has SoCo Grows, Tea for the Bees, identifying local pollinators and watching the film The Pollinators. And then on Wednesday, Maryland City has a crafting drop-in, Glen Burnie has a STEM club, Bush Annapolis has the Nature Explorers Club, as well as the Everyone Eats Cookbook Club with edible books, creating something entirely edible featuring a scene from a book cover, or play on words from the book title or elements from the story. At Unallocated Space in Severn, tonight they have their virtual happy hour. Tomorrow is a hybrid virtual and in-person DC 443 Hack the Box working group, honing cybersecurity skills. Monday is their project night. Wednesday is their open house night. And also on Wednesday, check out Maryland Tool Lock Sport Workshop. At the Patuxent Lapidary Guild this week, Saturday they have a basic wire wrapping class, learning how to wrap a cabochon in the wire framework, made out of copper, brass, or silver. And at Annapolis Makerspace this week, on Saturday and Sunday, we have Make a Cutting or Serving Board 2-day workshop. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. Whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Did you get close to completing your college degree but dropped out during the COVID pandemic? Well, as a near completer, you may be eligible to receive money from the Maryland Higher Education Commission to finish your degree. Again, if you started your degree but for whatever reason never finished it, the Maryland Higher Education Commission has money to help you return to college and finish what you started. Go to mhec.maryland.gov and click on the Near Completer grant to learn more.
You've been listening to the Ion Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, ionannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Ion Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.